tonight we're just gonna briefly talk about like relationships ending, but what to do in the process and navigating through the suffering of grief. Oh my. Hey, how you doing? I hope all is well. I'm waiting for more people to join the live. Excuse me? Excuse me. That was deep and that was heavy. That was deep and heavy. But yep, we are gonna talk about navigating through the grief of things coming to an end. I'm gonna just start. So Romans 8:18 says, "For I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us." When I think about all the things that I've been through and what has really guided me through, I consider hope. I consider God really doing a work in me. And I consider grace. Being faithful and sitting with that part of yourself that does not want to do something, even though you know that it's the right thing to do, it's hard. It's hard. And even when that is sometimes walking away from something, it's not the easiest thing to do. It's not the most comfortable thing to do. But I love the fact that the Bible mentions continuously that we will have suffering. And so for me, that doesn't make what I'm going through unusual. Understanding this life of fear, frustration, regret, pain, sorrow has gotten me authentic joy. I've been grateful because those moments have humbled me in a sense. And I know that God really do be working through all the things that I'm going through. And that doesn't make what I'm going through minuscule. It doesn't make what I'm going through small. It doesn't make me smile just because I feel like I'm not showing up in the best way that I possibly can. Sorry for the glitches, y'all. I don't know. One thing about a country song, they gonna let that song cry. That's one thing about it. And sometimes I just get into my love, especially some Faith Hill. I'll get right into it. Do you understand? I'm like, there has to be just something, child, that I could turn on. I really want to listen to the singing guitar, but I'm gonna upload this also later. So I don't want too much of it playing and me get in trouble. We talking about the suffering of grief as you are transitioning like out of like a relationship, friendships, you know, those types of things. I'm always wondering why God is allowing for me to feel these types of messages for such a long time, and why he tells me to continuously speak on it. I really appreciate the authority that God gives me to speak over those types of things. And I know that the messages that he keeps giving over and over and over are meant for people who really need them. And even for myself, I feel like I really need a lot of messages and I need the repeat of it because there's a different way to apply each and everything. So just to go back to the text, it's, "For I reckon that the suffering of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us." Romans 8:18. I'm so grateful, so grateful that I was afflicted. There is a deeper message that God has given me. It's so much more than outer works. The afflictions, the things that we permit, the things that we do give authority to enter our ear gates, our eye gates, our mouth gates. Those things that we have to learn how to stay and stand better guard and better watch over. I don't know who needs to hear this, but it's time to be more careful with the things that you say. Like I said, I know certain things to be true, but God has told me now, you cannot just be saying anything. It don't matter if you know something to be true about a person. It don't matter if you know something to be true about yourself. It's time for you to start guarding and watching your mouth. The more that you are inclined to hear when you really want to speak, the more that you will hear God's voice telling you to do the right thing, telling you to do the thing that you won't understand, because he is guiding you through for his divine purpose and his will, but he will never fail us. Sorry, I'm not doing any battles. If you have something to add to what I'm saying, then definitely drop a comment and then we can go from there. But I don't do battles and stuff. I don't know. That's just what y'all do on a Saturday night. But I don't do that. I'm sorry. Not sorry. Yeah, I don't do that. That's for the children, the kids. Um, I'm just looking at this little Bible that I got earlier today. I was like, ooh, y'all take two. I said, well, I'm gonna leave that. I like how you can flip through this little thing. Hello, because it's giving old school telephone book. So that's just bringing up some good nostalgic vibes for me, and I love that for me. I just randomly turned to another scripture. It's in Ephesians, and this one says, this is Ephesians 2:8. It says, "For by grace you have been saved through faith, and that not of yourselves. It is the gift of God, not as a result of works, so that no one may boast." So that no one may boast. So even when you know something to be true, like I just was saying, God is going to start protecting you. But prior to him giving you that divine protection, he is going to teach you how to guard your mouth. And that is the things that is coming through your ear, your eye gates, your mouth gates, the things that is coming in, but also the things that are going out. So be careful. It's a time now where we come to guard not only ourselves, but the kingdom. And so that means that when people come to smack you, sometimes you got to turn the cheek. Sometimes you got to turn the cheek. I just went through a very hard situation where I was led to apologize to somebody. And right that morning, God told me that I was going to have to apologize to this person when I seen them that same day. So all the while, I'm like, for what? I don't have no reason to be sorry. And I knew that that was not my own voice, not my heart, not my soul's voice that was saying that. And so when I seen that person that day, I had to make that walk, and I had to make things right. Not my way right, not that person's way right, because I felt an authentic shift that was parallel, but it was something that had needed to happen in that moment. Right then, right there. And it was a lesson right then and right there. And I came away. I came away from using my ego to boast about a position or anything that I felt like was higher or greater than the other person. And that is sometimes when you feel just, but you are just in your own eyes. You're not even just in the Lord's eyes. And so that goes into that we don't need to be taking matters into our own hands. I felt so many things coming up against me at once. And I felt like there was a fight every way that I turned, even from folks that I was not even close to or anything like that. God really brought to me 2 Timothy, just the whole chapter, y'all. But he broke down how the Apostle Paul, he made a promise with God, and how we truly attain peace, how we come away from our ways, and how we give people and we lend our grace to other people. Because no matter how much evil that they give to us, we still have the due diligence to do right to these other people. They are like infants. They are like our brothers and sisters. They do not know what they do, because we don't know how infected our hearts are until we have that outer look. And sometimes that is the most painful thing that you can go through and that you can observe in your life right now, is to say, I don't know what I'm in, but I'll have a better understanding of what I'm in once I'm out of it. Once I'm out of it. And so just know that in this current moment of your life, no matter if you feel like you are unworthy, no matter if you feel like you don't have what it takes, make sure that you give yourself grace. Make sure that you accept and you love yourself in real time. And that is going to help you with the grieving process. I hope that y'all can understand that. But I'm gonna go ahead and get off because this phone is heating up and I keep glitching, so I'm tired. So I love y'all. I always say stay hydrated, stay blessed, and I will see y'all next time. Bye.